Hello, my name is Christie Arkovich. I am the founder of Arkovich Law here in Tampa, Florida, where we specialize in student loans, foreclosure, debt relief, and things like that, as well as bankruptcy. I wanted to do this video quickly as an update for double consolidation. We've had some folks ask, is that a possibility? Absolutely, yes. You can do a double consolidation up through July of next year. That's 2025. So you have plenty of time. But there are certain parameters of how you go about doing that to make sure that you get the end result, which is save. Basically, what you're doing is you're trying to lower your payment with a Parent Plus loan. That's the purpose of a double consolidation, and it is working. So if you do nothing, if you have a Parent Plus loan and you do absolutely nothing, your payment will probably be extremely high. It'll be basically based on the 10-year standard. We saw someone recently with a $6,000 payment. Now they're in forbearance right now, and they're doing some other things to basically address that. But if they did nothing and they hadn't reached out to us, their student loan payment would actually be $6,000 for Parent Plus loans. And that's kind of insane. So what do you do if you have a Parent Plus loan? Well, first of all, if you consolidate at one time, you're eligible for something called income contingent repayment, ICR. That might be lower than the 10-year standard if your income is low enough, but unfortunately, the way the calculations are made, it is a fairly high payment. We see a lot of folks out there with very high ICR payments. In order to get into SAVE, SAVE is sort of the holy grail as it relates to an income-driven payment. It is much lower. It's basically for a plus loan, a Parent Plus loan, it's 10% of discretionary earnings instead of 20, which is what ICR is. It also uses a higher poverty level for excluding a portion of your income from any student loan payment at all. And that would be 225% of poverty level versus ICR, which is 100. So when you combine both of those factors together, I hope you see that your SAVE payment would be a lot lower than ICR. But unfortunately, people can't get into SAVE easily. And the reason for that is because Congress has stated when they created the programs and the IDR plans that Parent Plus loans would only be eligible for ICR, and they would not be eligible for any of these other plans. That's never been remedied. Congress still holds that as law. And so what the Department of Ed has done is they recognize that there's a lot of folks who have completed consolidations in such a manner that they are eligible for SAVE because of the way that the attribute or the tag being a Parent Plus loan has been lost in double consolidations. That's no longer true, in that the tag is still there. The software has been updated so that it always shows if there's a Parent Plus loan within the consolidation, but it conveniently is being overlooked. And so even though your servicer may acknowledge that there is a Parent Plus loan in a prior consolidation, they're overlooking that up through July of 2025, and they're allowing someone to get into SAVE. So how you do that as a practical matter is you take you have to have at least two loans, two Parent Plus loans. You take half of your loans with one servicer, you consolidate them. You take the other half with a different servicer, you consolidate them. You wait for that time to run. Now, you have to do one online and one paper. I won't get into the details here why, but it's just one of the requirements. The other thing is, and let me get rid of this little message here on the board. The other thing is that once these consolidations are completed, it takes about 45 days, then you do another consolidation to put them back together again. You combine them, and that's the double consolidation. It is not taking all your loans and consolidating them once to a direct consolidation loan and then trying to consolidate them again. You can't do that. Once you have a direct consolidation loan, it cannot be consolidated again unless you had a different loan. So that's why you have to take half with one servicer, half with another, and combine them again. We recommend using two servicers because you don't want the servicer to accidentally combine the loans thinking that you meant to do so. And we recommend doing only one by online and the other two by paper. The reason is that you can only do an online consolidation every 6 months. And so you don't want to wait all that long. You want to basically, progress with two at the same time and then combine them 45 days later. And then at the end of that, we used to say that you could just call your servicer, not online, because the programs, the platforms, the online platforms do not show that anyone with a Parent Plus loan would be eligible for anything other than ICR. The online won't work. You'd have to call them and ask to be placed in the SAVE, and that was working. Now I understand as of the end of February that you have to send in by mail your SAVE application. Not a problem. Just takes a tiny bit longer. It's a little bit easier to just call your servicer, but with the long hold times, maybe it is easier to send by mail. I would encourage you to go ahead and do it by a tracking number so that you can ensure receipt and proof of receipt and so forth. But you apply for SAVE then by paper afterwards. The IDR application on item number 2 has the answers of, do you want to enroll in IDR plan? Do you want the servicer to pick for you? Don't pick that one. You're trusting a debt collector to pick the right one. Who's to say why they're going to pick whatever they pick? You want to choose SAVE if you have done a double consolidation, because SAVE is basically the 10% plan. And so I just want to let everyone know double consolidation is alive and well. It is working, but you do have that deadline of July of 2025. So don't feel pressured to do it right away. But in order to have a low enough payment, you're probably going to want to do that to get that SAVE payment fairly quickly, because the ICR payment or the regular 10-year standard is very high. So please don't think that double consolidation is not a possibility for you, and make sure that you understand the format of how to do it before you undertake that. If you would like, first of all, if you like the content of this video, please subscribe. We do updates as things come out with student loans. We have a few more that we're doing very soon. Also, if you want to engage us for a strategy session, we will go over what your loans are, what kinds of things are out there for you, if anything, and then how to go about doing that, and maybe even doing it during the consultation. Spends about an hour. We do them by Zoom or by call. And basically, you can reach us by info@ChristieArkovich.com, or our office number is 813-258-2808. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.